Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. Many of you will know who I am already, but let me introduce myself briefly to new attendees. I am the Academic Director of GoSchool. My name is Mr. Howell Bennett. I reside in England, in a county called Kent, not so far from London, but I visit Mumbai frequently in order to ensure that GoSchool maintains its excellence. And indeed, it is an excellent institution. And there are many, many reasons why we are an excellent institution. And I want to look at one of these areas today. Excellence, yes. Something fundamentally different, also a big yes. Because what we do at GoSchool, very, very simply, is offer a product that we genuinely believe cannot be rivaled in India. Yes, we may operate fundamentally in an online capacity. However, we are not a regular online school. Because of the flexibility that we offer. Flexibility that we offer our students in the ways they choose their learning. Also flexibility regarding timings. And flexibility in terms of scheduling. But another thing which stands out, which makes us stand out from the crowd, is our emphasis on the student themselves. We are great believers in holistic education. For us, it's not just about examinations. Examinations is only one part of the story. Yes, they are important, of course, but there's more to it than examinations. We consider the process of learning to be equally important to the product. And one of the aspects of the process of learning, which needs to be viewed and valued as so important, is taking care of the students' needs. And we are not just referring here to academic needs. We are referring to pastoral needs. We must ensure that we have empathy towards our students. We must make sure they feel valued in everything that they do, and we must show empathy towards them. And there are a number of ways of doing that, of course. Style of teaching is something which, again, enables us to stand out from the crowd. We teach in an engaging way, we teach in an interactive way, and we ensure that the students are involved in their learning at all points. Indeed, they have agency and ownership of their learning. Obviously, young people need to know that we care. Today, I am focusing in particular on something else that we do to ensure that we care. And that is instilling in our students life skills and well-being. These things, these areas must be considered as crucial for any school that considers themselves to be serious in what they do. So students who attend our school are perfectly prepared for their examinations and will undoubtedly achieve at the highest levels. However, we teach them a whole lot more. And this is the area that I am going to refer to today. This is the area we need to refer to today. So when we talk about life skills, we are talking about the skills that enable students to function effectively and successfully in their life. These things cannot be taught in a textbook, of course. There are ways of doing this that I will be looking at through this presentation, but essentially, let's refer to them, shall we, as essential competencies, things that we expect people to be proficient in to succeed. To succeed when they go to university is one thing. To succeed in their employment choices is another thing. To succeed in life is another thing. To make a difference in their life, to achieve some kind of harmony in their life. It's more than academic knowledge. And what life skills does is this: they play a crucial role in preparing students for real world challenges. So, as far as we are concerned, we are not interested in purely teaching abstract concepts and notions. We want to ensure that we teach in a practical way that means something to the student, okay? Because we know that by learning essential life skills, this helps young people understand themselves better. It makes them feel more secure in their being and happier at the same time. If students feel valued, they feel happy, they will be more productive. They will not switch off. And we must make sure that students never switch off. A key component with life skills then is looking at mental health issues and self-awareness. Now, students may recognize their own struggles and may be aware of them, and that's a sure sign that students are halfway there and may seek help when needed. Now, we already have people on board who are able to guide students in such things. This isn't just the classically appointed special needs coordinator. Of course, there will be one of those, but also each and every teacher, including myself, are always available to talk through things when the need arises. By doing this, what happens is this reduces stress. We do not want our students, our young people, to be stressed. If the situation they find themselves in is a stressful situation, that may lead to a student who is unhappy, unproductive, and ultimately unsuccessful. And students who wish to be successful may come to the table with a whole host of challenges, but all of these challenges may be overcome with the correct approach. We are aware of how stressful a physical, bricks and mortar school may be, the size of the classes, the journey to and from school. We talked about some of those in the last webinar. What we do reduces stress. What we do promotes mental health, and also, to boot, reduces incidents of bullying and violence. We do not tolerate either of those things, for sure. So you're thinking to yourself, well, how do we do these things? Of course, our whole approach is based on holistic education. It's based on inclusivity, and throughout every learning session, there are ample opportunities to develop relevant themes concerned with these things. There will be other opportunities for students to attend sessions, be it individually or as a group, to consider such areas. All right, there will be. Friday mornings, there are mandatory sessions which all students must attend, which are organized around relevant key themes and ideas. Yes, there will be an element of extracurricular activity and indeed guidance in making good future academic choices, but there will also be seminars and workshops on all key themes. These are conducted online and are mandatory to attend. Of course, if somebody has a genuine reason why they cannot attend, just like all other eventualities, we consider that. But by default, students must attend. Let's look at some of the areas. Financial literacy. Now, I wished when I went to school, I was taught financial literacy. It would have made life a whole lot easier for me. I am very lucky because my wife is excellent in financial literacy. We make a good team. But wouldn't it have been nice if I had been taught these skills? What that means essentially is managing your money. How can we do this? Well, you might say, well, managing your money, it's all about being good at mathematics. Well, there is an element of that, of course. Economics, yes. Business as well, yes. But very often, if you look at the curriculum documents within these subject areas, they don't always cover effective money management. They might allude to it, possibly, but do not teach this in an explicit fashion. We will make sure that happens within relevant lesson time, but also those seminars and workshops that we have already discussed. So this key essential life skill will revolve around students understanding budgeting, how to save, very important, save for the future, and indeed make informed financial decisions. Because the last thing we want is for our students to be rash in their approach to money. Another thing which is very, very important is the ability to communicate clearly and at the same time to guarantee that all forms of communication is healthy and all interactions are respectful. Students are taught that they do need to be respectful. Of course, basic communication is common, and that will be something that will be delivered, especially through the English lesson, but also other academic areas too. But it's whether they are effective communicators or not, that's the key. And this requires great skill. Life skills education, and we've talked about how this will be organized, promotes clear communication, empathy, and positive relationships. Indeed, it may be argued that all of these areas we are looking at today are highly positive. Decision making. We all need to make decisions. We all need to have the capacity to make decisions. Of course, there may well be a connected risk with making decisions. That is part of life. We must all take risks, but we must make sure that the choices and decisions we make, and sometimes the risks that we take, are ones based on informed choices. They are rational decisions based on the available evidence, the available experience. So students are taught the ability to solve problems efficiently. And I always say to the students, be a part of the solution, not the problem. That's really important. And of course, the ability to handle peer pressure, which is highly prevalent in modern society. The choices that students make are often based on what other people may think, what other people may think and do, as opposed to things that genuinely make a difference for themselves. Okay, that is so important. One thing that I've already mentioned is well-being. When we talk about well-being, that means students, young people, even adults, even teachers, are in a good place. They're in a good place physically. They are in a good place mentally. Because if people are in a good place mentally and physically, it means that they will enjoy their interactions and of course will achieve at a higher level. And that's so important. So well-being positively impacts academic performance. And ultimately, we do these things because we care about our students. But ultimately, the ultimate goal of success will be a reality because of it. Because when students feel mentally and physically well, they're in a good place, they can focus better, focus on their learning far more effectively. They may be able to retain information better, and of course, engage actively in their learning. And we want students to look forward to their learning. They turn up to class excited about learning. And that cannot happen if people feel stressed, they feel anxious, they don't feel particularly valued, they have low self-esteem. All of these things are filtered through well-being. Behavior and social integration. Students with good well-being actually exhibit better behavior. What you tend to find is a correlation here between students who perhaps suffer from low self-esteem and may have challenges with their well-being and the occurrence of disruptive and sadly sometimes socially unacceptable behavior. The whole thing comes together. They form positive relationships, students with good well-being, that is, and integrate well within the school community. That's great news for the student, but it's also fantastic news for the school because this contributes to a healthier and by default, more productive school climate. it's not just the students. Teachers matter too. Now, being the academic director, my duty and responsibilities include both teachers and students, because if teachers are not in a good place either, how can they produce? How are they able to create this wonderful space for learning that we promise? So we ensure that everything we do with the students, these are things that we ought to consider, albeit in a different format for the teachers, because educators' well-being matters too. Schools that prioritize teacher well-being experience higher retention rates. And I'm sure you will all be very happy to learn that our retention rates are second to none. All right. Teachers want to continue working at GoSchool. Not only do they enjoy working at GoSchool, they actually like the environment that we create. So if teachers therefore remain in post, they must be happy. And this leads as well, of course, to more stable and effective learning environments. Continuity is absolutely crucial. Creativity and innovation must come into this. We've had a previous webinar looking at 21st century learning skills, which in many ways provided us all with the backdrop at examining how students may be equipped to face challenges both in India and globally. And one of the things that will make young people stand up from the crowd is the way they embrace creativity and innovation. But there is no way that anybody can be creative or innovative if they don't have positive well-being. Because a positive well-being fosters creativity, problem solving, we've talked about already, and indeed innovation. Put simply, students and teachers thrive when their mental and emotional needs are met. Now, interestingly, in our lower school program, so that will be grade 6 to grade 8. This whole area is taught in an explicit fashion. Here is the textbook that they will be using. It will be a subject called Wellbeing, and it will be taught by a wonderfully experienced lady from England who specializes in such matters. So yes, it is taught explicitly in the lower school. As you go up the school, as you get, of course, to grade 9 onwards, these key elements are still taught, but they are more embedded into the curriculum as opposed to being taught explicitly. But of course, younger students will probably benefit from a more explicit delivery of such matters because, of course, they are much younger and they will need even more guidance. So this particular program, as I have just informed you, will be a distinct course for grade 6, grade 7, and grade 8, and taught by specialist teachers. But of course, each subject that we deliver provides ample opportunities for signposting of such material through the respective curriculum. So we are doing it all of the time, actually. Additional sources of enrichment. We talk about empathy, we talk about inclusivity, we talk about diversity, we talk about care. Most importantly, we talk about positivity and happiness. And we incorporate within our curriculum ECA opportunities, extracurricular activities. Traditionally, that may be seen as provision for clubs and societies. These will be offered weekly on a Friday through Hobby Tribe, but also through regularly scheduled seminars and workshops arranged on relevant themes. And of course, mentoring is available to all. As academic director, I am delighted to make myself available to any student who wants to meet at any time. That is crucial. I've said what I've needed to say today about life skills and well-being. My email is at the bottom of the page if you wish to contact me with any questions, or indeed set up an extended discussion about such things. Because the bottom line is we are all in this together. We are a team, the students, the teachers, the parents. We are all a fine team. So please contact me if you'd like to take this further. But what I'd like to do right now is provide the opportunity for anybody who wants to ask any questions that I may answer right here and now. So any brief questions, please? Can you deliver them now? If there are no questions, you can contact me another time. That is up to you. But if you'd like to ask a question, now a question that appears to be urgent, one that needs addressing here and now, please do so. So, any questions? I have something in the chat function. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yes, that's nice. And there's a message from Ma'am Maduri. Already I've actually said that. But thank you for reminding them, Maduri. Thank you very, very much. But are there any questions that anybody would like to ask or possibly share right now? I'm assuming because you're all quiet, you feel as though I have been informative, I hope, and explained where we are with such matters. Okay, that's fantastic then. So please contact me with any queries you may have, and I will see you hopefully next week for the next exciting webinar. All the best. Thank you very, very much, and have a good day and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.